If you're waiting for a record label to validate your art, this video is for you. The truth is, a label will not save you. And honestly, most artists sign way too early. Let me show you why you don't need a record label, and stick around till the end of this video. Because what's more important is these things that I'm going to lay down in this video that you need to do before you get signed to a label. So I'll see you on the other side. Hello souvenirs, welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about all things lifestyle, wellness, and creative expression, which for me is music. So if you are here on a regular basis, first of all, thank you so much for being a subscriber. And secondly, I hope that you enjoyed this video that's all about how to build yourself up first before you go looking for validation. Let's talk about what really makes an artist successful these days on your terms. There is a myth that label is equal to success. But you know what really happens? Most artists that do get signed don't blow up because they don't even know what their own brand stands for and they haven't done their homework, or you can call it groundwork. Think of a label like gasoline. It only works if you have the engine. If there's no engine, then the gas is just gonna spill. That's the truth. I've had a lot of offers to sign with small independent labels in the past, and it never worked out for me because I didn't know my own sound, my own brand, and it would always end up being me having to do what they wanted me to do, and it would be a clash of the titans because I was not going to let go of my creativity for someone else's dreams and vision. All I knew was that I didn't want to forsake my own dreams and my own vision. That explains why I am doing these videos these days, and I'm putting myself out on social media so much nowadays because I decided that in the process of putting myself out there, there's more possibility for me to identify my own story, my own groundwork, my own brand, sound, archetype. All of those words are so important before you go looking for a label deal.
Who is SUVI the artist?
In short, SUVI as an artist represents speaking your mind, doing what you want to do, and not letting anything come in the way of where you want to be in your life. Independent, freeborn, free bred.
Now don't get me wrong, a label is great for an artist if you are 14 years old or 15 or 16 even. But once you are in your 20s or in your 30s like I am, and you have had a lot of work that you've done in the past, it becomes harder because when you are in your early teens, a label can come in and really architect your whole image, your sound, your look based on what they want you to be. You are more malleable, you are more constructible. Whatever is missing in the industry, they can plug you in to make you that archetype. But once you're in your 20s or in your 30s, you've probably already done a lot of your own shows, you've already written some songs, and you've created a footprint of your own music. And when that's the situation, when a label comes in and you don't really have your own brand or your social media or your numbers or engagement put together, there's more than likely a chance that they will inject their own agenda into your artistry, and that will be the end of your creativity. You are basically a slave to what they want you to do. So instead of all that, you are better off being viral in today's terms, or at least have a consistent engagement, consistent release of songs, consistent community that shows up for your shows. And when this happens, you have more leverage that you can take to the label and have your own terms put into the contract. So before you think about signing to a label, ask yourself the following questions. Who are you as an artist? Who do you sound like? What's your message, your vibe, and why? This is where your own true creative expression comes into play, because it should almost be like you're making music for yourself where there's no audience listening to you, but it still makes sense to you. You're being your real self. If you're constantly jumping the hoop to be creating what's in trend at a certain given point of time, then you will never be authentic, and your audience will see right through that in this day and age. Labels typically care about numbers, and artists should care about their audience. This is where our power lies. We have to pay attention to what the people want. That is truly where the strength in our creativity lies. Because our community supports our music, our lifestyle, our growth. We can learn from them. And in order to be able to learn from our community, these are some tips that I would suggest you do. And the reason I say that these work is because I have been doing it, and it has greatly helped my own growth in my music, as you can tell from these numbers. Post your art consistently. Engage with your followers, DMs, messages, whatever way you find the easiest. Offer authentic value. Be real. Don't be putting on a face and then complain about how terrible they are. If you don't enjoy engaging with your audience, then it's probably not for you, in which case you're probably not going to be able to build a community. And what I am learning in the process of building my own brand is that when you build your audience, the labels will come to you. You don't have to go chase them. And in this situation, you get to have more leverage. You can put your terms down in a way that's the most conducive for you. Look, the music industry can burn you out fast. I know this from experience. That's why I built my wellness routines, not as an afterthought, but as a core part of being an artist. Morning movement and journaling and boundaries with social media, all of this matters. Success does not come from overworking. It comes from aligning your purpose with your lifestyle. When you start living two separate lives, it becomes really difficult to show up consistently and authentically. Gone are the days when you can have one avatar like Lady Gaga did, although I love her to death, and have a different avatar when you are sitting at home. Yes, they both do exist, but they are both who you are. They don't exist separately anymore, if that makes any sense. They are all a part of your whole brand universe. When you build your artistry as a whole life practice rather than a hustle that you do on the side, then it becomes more sustainable. It's not just music, it's your life art. Your life is a work of art when you can merge these two universes to create that multiverse that you are the center of as a creator. And if this is speaking to your soul right now, make sure you hit that like button, the share, and subscribe so you get notified anytime I post a video, which usually is Friday every week, and I talk about lifestyle, wellness, and being your creative self to the fullest so that you can create a life that's a work of art. Now, please understand that I am not anti-label. But you have to understand when you are ready to sign with the label. And this is when you have the power of your community. And this comes from when you've built a consistent release pattern, when there's money coming from your releases, clear sound, brand, and goals for where you want to be in the future, and you're looking to scale, not to start. It's like you have to start the business first and then go look for funding to scale it. But the business and the model has to be set first. You have to start looking at making music as a business as well, not just creativity. It's also you being able to run your own business. Until then, protect your art, build your house, and only invite people in your own terms. I have learned this the hard way. I keep telling myself that I did come in a different time era when social media was not as powerful. I am here to remind you, anyone who is hoping to start doing this now in 2025, you already have everything you need to grow and thrive as an independent artist. Your creativity is valid, your process is sacred, so go deep into the process. Make creativity so addicting that you cannot live without it. Make it your therapy. Make your songs talk about how you get out of your funks, and your success will have nowhere to go but to come out and get you. I do have a lot of artists TOOLKIT, and the links to which are down in my description. So make sure you check them out. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars these days to learn how to become an independent artist. You can get so much done for way less. And if you're really ready to break down this process and get into the creative vibes of it, check out this video where I break down how to write a song, especially if it's a collaboration with another artist and you're not in the same room. It's something that I am constantly working on, and it never hurts to learn. And as always, until next time, stay aware, stay focused, and stay creative. Bye bye.